Hello everyone, I'm Sauraveswar Sen, welcoming all of you to this little session on our mentorship plan for undergraduate and postgraduate programs as far as the careers in social sector is concerned. So before we move to the social sector program, just a quick glimpse into the type of academic opportunities that we provide from Tata Institute of Social Sciences down to a variety of places which are specializing in public policy, journalism, then institutes who are offering programs in GIS and so on and so forth. So it's a wide spectrum that we have been catering since 2011. And in our approach of learning, when we comes to undergraduate or post-graduation programs, there is a live session format that we follow through an online platform. In fact, currently the platform through which you will be viewing this recording is actively given as a backend support for our students, who are getting mentored. So right from training them for the interview support, CV augmentation, we provide a variety of support. And one of the major integral aspects of our learning is the doubt clearances that we need to provide you on a regular basis, because the more doubts you clear, the better you are prepared. And coming back to a little bit of history about Catalyst, we started in 2011, essentially trying to minimize the gap between career choices and opportunities, and eventually uh, opportunities of employment and entrepreneurship with social sector, climate action now, and trying to bring in a level playing field, to the counterparts in pure science or engineering or medicine or management or even the commerce. And since 2018, we have been empaneled with the Tata Institute of Social Sciences as one of the institutes through whom we are supporting post-graduation students for their placement, support, and training. And over the years, we have had several of our alumni who have taken to programs, and they're flourishing in the domains of human service professional roles. Thanks to our students that several publications, including mainstream media from Anand Bazar Patrika to the Telegraph to the Hindu to CNBC to Times of India, they have featured us, and we are very humble as well as very happy that our students and our mentees' work could actually create a more indelible impact for the media publications to also consider our endeavor at Catalyst. So I come from a background where, been training and mentoring students in nationally reputed institutes. From there, we have had our own share of journey over the last 15 years now. This is the 15th year of Catalyst, and really, really happy and proud and humbled and excited to look at the opportunities which unfold forward, right? So some of the glimpses of our work with the TISS campuses across, supporting them for their placements, including one of our very important project which we got an opportunity through the Center of Social Entrepreneurship at TISS through the TISINQ Foundation of supporting entrepreneurs in Bastar. Majorly, our programs are panned across preparation for 11th, 12th students wanting to take to the social sciences, or looking for opportunities where they can create a meaningful impact. And we come in as a very active, proactive partner in their journey, in which they want to grow and build themselves in the career verticals. So, and of course, for college and university graduates, to the masters, to the fellowship programs, the PhD programs in social sciences, MPhil, wherever it is applicable. For example, the psychology courses, pre-placement training for social sector jobs or even fellowships is another forte of us. So over the years, Catalyst has been at the forefront of providing support, guidance, evidence-based practices, as well as very, very pertinent exposure while we mentor our students, whether you are preparing for an undergraduate opportunity, a post-graduation opportunity, a research or a fellowship. working with our field work partners are very critical. And I'm going to share with all of you how much we are putting in an effort to give you that exposure, also make you part of independent projects. So our mentors from a variety of institutes, from the human service professionals, from the social sector, from faculty who are already associated with institutes, including TISS, including Azim Premji University, are actively part of the spectrum of support that our mentees have been receiving for over a decade now. And in terms of learning outcomes, it's a very vibrant opportunity that lies out there. And we would love to see that more of you come forward with your ideas. And our job is to back your ideas and convert that into meaningful, impactful action. So you will find that our students do not have a predictive trajectory. Our mentees have risen up above the odds. They have become filmmakers, photographers, they are working in policy, they have started their own enterprise in circular economy, they're working with gender advocacy, some of them are actively working with, training transgender community people for placement opportunities. Many of them are working very actively in the e-commerce sector, bringing in more females to the workforce of e-commerce delivery partner. We have people who are working with disarmament, with peace studies, with South Asian studies, with policy making in Sahel, West Africa. So it's a wide range of opportunity that the really lucrative career pathways of social sciences offer nowadays, right? And so, as far as placements are concerned, there are a lot of green flags, great opportunities in terms of paybacks, in terms of career growth that we are seeing in the recent years across the verticals. And these are some data that we have brought in through the NIRF reports across TISS, TERI, Azim Premji University, IIT, and NLSIU. So over the years, our students have got placed on average, eventually at an average median salary of 6 lakhs upwards. It has crossed 15, 20 lakhs many a times to begin with, and I'm talking about fresh candidates, whereas experienced candidates, quite naturally, they have a lot more to begin with. So organizations are also looking for senior leaders nowadays who can drive their social impact initiatives, their impact investment space. And that is, again, we also see a great deal of research that is being required. That is one of the reasons why we are also actively supporting people to take up PhD, pursue PhDs in schools in India or abroad in meaningful opportunities that can create and drive more social value creation. So, as far as the bandwidth of our knowledge and skills are concerned, these are roughly the major areas that we train our mentees with. And all of these provide them a platform to essentially build on to the understanding, which is tested eventually, whether you appear for an undergraduate entrance test, it could be a CUET UG, it could be a CLAT exam also, or even like a post-graduation program, whether it is a GATE social sciences or common university entrance test, post-graduation program, Azim Prem University entrance test. It can be an IIT entrance specific to Gandhinagar or Guwahati or in Hyderabad, or even like, let's say, a national law school, India University in Bangalore with a master's in public policy. The entire bandwidth of knowledge and skills that we provide students on a regular basis through live classes, sessions, study material, hand-holding support, doubt clearance support, assignments, submissions, practice tests, mock tests, give you that edge, in terms of and very wholehearted internship. On top of it, to provide you with the motivation and also with a real world understanding of to what extent these theories actually work in the practical scope of things. You have the field work to develop the critical thinking ability, right? Of to understanding how realistic, feasible, or viable are these theories in the real context. So that's where the curriculum, in terms of the fieldwork practicum, in terms of the classroom training, the online support, all are provided from our end. When you talk about the support, we are located physically in Calcutta, but 80% of our students are online. They come from all across the country. We even have international students keen to pursue academic as well as employment opportunities with social sector in India who get mentored by us. There are also a lot of leadership trainings that we provide, including training for social sector and climate action jobs. So, when it comes to the resources, I would like to definitely highlight the fact that the resources are given in terms of Google Drive access with very carefully curated material from various types of topics, which includes programs and courses of institutes and universities, which also includes a lot of their prospectus, their placement documents, aligned readings, research papers, white papers, publications by consulting companies from Deloitte, KPMG, Ernst and Young, publications by scholars, who have pursued these courses at the institutes, so that our mentees get a very strong clarity about the type of opportunities which await them, right, as well as the type of opportunities which await when they get into a course. So the alignment is something that we are always trying to achieve at Catalyst, and we are also trying to accelerate, your own inner aspiration. A lot of times what you want to become may or may not be, let's say, accepted or supported by people around you, including your family members, including a society, due to possibly, a difference in, let's imagine, a compensation or salary scale. But for us, what we firmly believe is that today or tomorrow, you will always be closer to what gives you greater satisfaction, along with the money and the honor and the recognition that you receive. And quite naturally, your work speaks the most, and your actions always define, how you are accepted by the society. That is where the social sector and climate action space is such a vibrant community. Professionals who are constantly touching human lives every single day, if not every single hour or a minute. So that's, the entire idea, that, why you could be from any domain, from an engineering or even a medicine or even a manufacturing. The sensitivity towards social value creation will always make your existing work more inclusive, more diversified, more equitable, more accessible, if I can use that word. So again, like, we keep our approach a very individual centric mentorship, because we believe that each of us possess skills as well as come from lived experiences, where, we can really channel that into opportunities. We can actually use our own personality, our way of thinking to influence. So we don't want to become like everyone else. But the reason why there are so many sectors, there are so many opportunities, there are so many types of jobs, is because there was someone, who started it. So, we really want to help you understand the starting up is not just the word startup, which is related to business, but starting up is also about being able to back your own unique ability to act and contribute to the society, and also find ways in which you can commercialize your skill. So market linkage support, making your work more commercial, is an active element of understanding that we always provide in Catalyst. And like all the sessions, you get access to full recordings of every session. You get, a lot of support for your communication training, because at the end of the day, if what I am speaking currently does not make you understand, like, how you can really step up to create an impact and also be sustained, in your own space, then of course communication becomes a very crucial lacuna. And that's how interview training happens at Catalyst, through very, very strong feedback mechanism that we always try to derive and strive. And over the years, in terms of the spectrum of work that we have tried to create, we are deeply grateful to the type of support as well as the experiences of our learners over the years. It is something that, we are very proud to say that so many of our mentees are our biggest critiques, and we are what we are today due to their real-time feedback, honest opinion, criticism, right? Supporting and guiding us even during times of crisis. and so many of them are actively working as mentors with us, which also helps us to take our agenda and manifesto forward. Sustained understanding in terms of the way we can work together. And just to help each of you realize something very quickly, I would like to share is that the type of projects that we keep talking about, there are so many ways in which independent projects can be built to expand the CV. And that's where, in terms of individual contribution, which can definitely be even, factored as a larger scale of work, we support every mentee with a way to really put in a structured understanding of building a profile. So whether it is community need assessment, impact assessment, livelihood assessment, how do you do this, how do you start with it, we try to build that very very comprehensively. Also there is a greater requirement which is coming up nowadays, that the competition is possibly boiling down to maybe a matter of few marks. The competition could be boiling down to maybe like just a little gray area which you felt will not trouble you, but actually it kind of came back to you during an entrance exam or even during an interview. That is where the individual support in terms of a organizer folder, through which you clear your doubts, we give you feedback, we give you like all the tracks that are important while you're preparing, the progress chart that you do, doubt clearances that you keep uploading into the domain, into the folder, and we try to solve that in real time as quickly as possible, trying to minimize our turnaround time of resolution, is what is the core philosophy of our learning at Catalyst. And again, as far as the aptitude and acumen is concerned, we try to build on very curated, contextualized study material. Even if you are wanting to study something like a mathematics, which you may find sometimes troublesome, coming from a background where you may have done maths till class 10th, possibly, and 11th, 12th, you did not want to do maths, and that is the reason why you took to humanities. But for us, mathematics is a lot about helping you understand it can be a tool of social intervention, right? So say, for example, if we are starting off with a program like something like a set theory, we don't start jumping into delving into solving problems with formulas, or even like spelling out properties. We try to first focus and help you understand why is set theory critical, and how do you apply set theory in the social context. And that is exactly where, as you can see in our study material, we start with more like the individual context, helping you understand the frameworks that help you to question better, research better, help you to understand that how knowing your set of liking, social media platforms are actually thriving, right? So when you like a reel, you find similar content of many more reels coming into your feed, and you keep scrolling up or down, right? So that's how the content world and the facilitation world is essentially getting framed upon, is your liking and your set of understanding and perception. And that is exactly what a set is. It's a collection of distinct and distinguishable objects of our intuition and thought. So based on this, we begin our mathematics. It's not a way in which we feel that it should be treated as a subject, but it is more like a decision making tool, right? So that's how we go about. Along with that, there are a lot of these motivational readings that we support you with from our foundational courses. For example, really knowing about India, because a lot of times being in our country for many years, we may or may not be completely aware of the entire perspective of India. So we support you with certain foundational readings, foundational courses that is taken from very carefully recommended and curated references, including ebooks, including textbooks, that we always encourage you to go through. And it gives you a perspective which helps you to develop more stronger sense and ownership towards India as a country, towards your profession, towards your goal setting. That's where the foundation readings provide a very strong base for you to stay motivated in your preparation, whether it is undergraduate or even postgraduate. post-graduation courses, including, what we call the readings and references on that note. In the readings and references, you will find that there are so many of these specific documents which give you a clear understanding of how the world is evolving. So you will also find like buzzwords like ESG and everything that is associated for you to understand ESG better, everything that is important for you to understand the post-COVID-19 world, because we have been divided into now pre-COVID and post-COVID. So that becomes a very critical learning, including many well-curated understanding of your UN SDG mapping. So these, in a nutshell, give you a very strong correlation of how the world stands and helps you to develop the mindset as well as be ready, prepared for entrances, for interviews, for applications with your statement of purposes, whether you want to apply to India or whether you want to go abroad. Catalyst is always there as your friend, philosopher, and guide for careers in social sector and climate action. I hope this information video helps all of you. And for any further support, please reach out to the contact details which has been shared with you, and you'll be more than happy to help you out. Thank you so much. On that note, I'm Sauraveswar once more, always there with you as your social sector and climate action career coach from Catalyst. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.